I certainly feel over the last few years has been a downturn after downturn, and we've got all obviously the global warming and the CO2 issue, and the oil industry's had a bad rep because it's often, the pictures are of oil slicks, you know, the Macondo incident and stuff. It's just bad press, but the reality is that the oil industry it supplies consumers, and they're the ones that burn the oil and create the CO2. So we're all kind of in it. We're all responsible.
And, you know, as Sheikh Yamani once said, you know, the Stone Age didn't end because they ran out of stone.
That's exactly it. They just found something better.
Yeah, exactly.
That's right.
Exactly.
So as soon as we find unobtainium, we'll be off.
Exactly.
That's right. Or at least we'll be able to make Captain America's shield for real.
That's right. And you know, if you talk about sexy versus unsexy, you know, why is NASA sexy, but, you know, going as far down, you know, but deep water drilling isn't, for example. I think it just needs to get its mojo back and recapture the excitement, the variety, the possibilities of an industry as it reconfigures itself for the next 50 years.
Yeah, that's absolutely fantastic to hear, and I think anyone who's listened to this will be really encouraged at the opportunity.
So it should be.
Yeah, I think you're absolutely right. So I certainly look forward to the remaining years I've got in it. Funnily enough, I was actually in that gap, that 10-year gap.
Yes.
I think I started in 2000 or 1999, and that was obviously a bit of a downturn, and there was not many hiring. So I've come up in this sort of gap, and I'm interested to see, because I think if you go on the continent, especially in the Scandinavian countries, there's a lot more young people in the industry, and it feels like we're just a little bit behind. And you kind of hinted at it there, that one of the ways we've solved it is to just stop people retiring, but that only gets you so far.
It does. That's true. We all have to stop working at some stage.
You just start doing something else.
Exactly.
Stop doing your day job. But it's really exciting times in, actually.
No, I'm very excited, and you know, I've loved the industry for a long time, and the way it has reinvented itself. I mean, when I started in the industry, you know, LNG wasn't really commercial at all. Yes, there had been cargoes delivered to Isle of Grain in 1962 by Sonatrach, but you know, nothing like the sort of VLCCs that you see coming out of Qatar, for example. And that itself has completely changed the whole gas market worldwide. It's those kinds of innovations that I believe that the industry, even as it currently stands, is capable of bringing forward.
I think that's true. And actually, I've worked on one of the projects that built, it was actually South Pars, which is the North Bar. And the numbers we talked about the size of this equipment. These compressors that are running this stuff, they're called, the engines driving them were frame 5s, which and these things are about 25 megawatt powered. I mean, this is the stuff that powers a small town. You know, it's just incredible. And they were just lining up these things along the border, drawing the gas out of the reservoir as fast as they could. So when you're effectively putting, I think, 4 of these, and these are 747 engines. I can't remember. Are they similar in power or something?
It could well be, yes.
Yeah, it's like you're putting 4 of these on a platform, and then just putting a big straw into the reservoir and just firing it back. I mean, the numbers are absolutely enormous, and you just don't see that in other stuff.
Spectacular.
It's quite fantastic.